Glad you found this replay. I am excited to be able to share with you the differences between doing steady state cardio and HIIT cardio, so high intensity interval training. My name is Christine Dwyer and I am a fitness professional. I've been doing that for 24 years, but I've also been the trainer of the trainers. So I've been doing that for the past 15 or so years. And I want to be able to help you get more out of your workouts and understand the science behind why you should consider HIIT type training versus what you've been doing. So stay tuned. In about 1 minute, we're going to get started with the topic, but I want to, of course, welcome people coming on for live. We've got a bunch of people coming on. Sally Stangler's here. Thanks so much for jumping on, as well as Lynn is here. Begley, Jamie, Christina, awesome to see you guys. Thanks so much. Hey, if you're new to Periscope, here are some of the rules, if you will. So if you're on my scopes, it's easier for me to call out your name if you put your name like Laura Clark just did in the comments, because then I can easily see that and I can call your name out. The other thing is if you'll notice these little fluttering hearts, the fluttering hearts are actually letting the broadcaster know that's a great topic, or I agree, or this is awesome, good stuff. Those, every time you tap the screen, you can see the fluttering hearts coming now. So when people aren't tapping, then that of course is not having any hearts. So you want to keep tapping periodically throughout. Now, I am outside, my daughter's in gymnastics, and I forgot my microphone, so I'm hoping you can hear me. I was testing it out and I believe it's okay. So give me a thumbs up if you can hear me okay. Like, what's up with all the trucks driving by like right now? Can you hear me? Give me a thumbs up if you can, or say thumbs up. Oh, perfect. Awesome, great. I'm glad that you guys can hear me. Tamu, about the adrenal issues, that's another topic that I can talk about, because right today I really want to talk about the steady state cardio and HIIT type of cardio, so I can go through the science about it. And also, if this is going to be something that you need people to know, so say for instance you're in the fitness industry, or you know people that do a lot of workouts and they're just not hitting their goals, make sure you share this. And you could do that right now. Get them on live, because if they want to ask their questions, they can do that just like you are. So if you're an Apple user, swipe to the right and scroll down a little bit and you're going to see the share button. Click share. Or if you're Android, swipe up. So those are the things. Put your name in the comments. Tapping the screen multiple times is going to give hearts, as well as share this multiple times. So my name is Christine Dwyer, and I've been working in the fitness industry for 24 years. I know I started so young, but I really have gone through the big scale of training like a bodybuilder would. I, at one point in my 20s, was training for a fitness competition, and I gave that up because I was like, this is like obsessively giving up everything in your life to focus on just you. It's all about what am I going to eat next, and I got to get to the gym and train for more hours and doing double sessions, and I just didn't want to give up that much time in my life, so I just didn't follow through with that. But being a group fitness instructor for over 24 years, I've trained a ton of people, certified a ton of people in different formats like Turbo Kick, Insanity, PiYo, all of those things. But my other kind of credit to it all is I'm the trainer of the trainers. So I'm the person that would recruit new master trainers or presenters, and I'd actually groom them to start their own independent consultant businesses, so starting them on their home businesses. So of course my forte is business, more so in health and fitness industry, so I want to be able to help you guys with that. All right, so before I get going, do you guys have any hot topic or question that you want me to make sure that I answer? If you want to, just put it right there in the comments and I will try to make sure I get it. Your video on Facebook is getting into group fitness instructing was so helpful. Oh, thank you so much. Yes, I did one on there as well. Thanks so much, Blassie. I really appreciate it. Blassie has been someone that has worked with me for years, and she was someone that I saw way back in the budding phases, and we've worked closely together, and she has groomed and bloomed to be an amazing instructor, a leader, and so much. So she's someone to follow if you want to follow her. Oh, thanks so much. I really appreciate those kind words. All right, so HIIT for inflammation. Let's see what else we have. Yes, you have Blossom Blassie. How long should your workout be to be effective? Great question, Stacy. We're not talking about coaching, so we're talking about steady state cardio, as well as this is specific to fitness. Lisa Argyle, PiYo, what is it? Okay, those are different types of workouts. Okay, we could talk about that. All right, so let me go into the science about it. So I taught my workout this morning, which was turbo kick. If some of you are turbo peeps, you gotta give a high five or a thumbs up or turbo or something, a smiley face. Let me know that you are a turbo girl or dude. That's what I taught this morning. And while I was in the closing part of the class, I was doing stretching and I was talking to people because in my mind, I don't want people just to do workouts and not have an understanding of why they're choosing certain workouts that they should be choosing, but also why aren't they choosing a different pattern for the week to get the most out of it. So many times people are doing the wrong workout and not getting results and then wondering why. First things first, ask an expert. That is your first stop. So just go and ask someone. You are going to save yourself so much time, so much money, first of all, if you just invest and work with someone personally. So let me go into the difference between the two. So steady state cardio is also known as aerobic activity. To give you a quick snapshot on what that would be, it's where you're doing the workout, you're not insanely breathless. You're maybe breathless a little bit, but you're not insanely breathless. And you could talk to someone in the workout. It's not really killing you to do it. It's kind of fun. That's what a steady state workout is. A HIIT workout, so HIIT, high intensity interval training type workout. There's a difference between interval workout. So I can briefly talk about that in a second. So the thing is with the HIIT type workouts, what you can do is make sure that you are now getting to a point where you're taxing yourself, where your mind in the middle of the workout starts going, oh my gosh, I don't know if I can finish this. This is killing me. I don't know if I can go any longer. I gotta stop. If you have those thoughts, then you know you're doing a good job because you're pushing yourself to an intensity level of ridiculous breathlessness. Like you shouldn't be able to talk to anyone. You should only get about 2 to 3 words out before you need to take another deep breath. And if you have those negative mindset, like, oh my gosh, I gotta stop. I can't do this. I gotta stop. Then that's where you know you're doing a good job. So if you have doubt, that's perfect because you know you're pushing yourself into that right intensity level. So those are the two different types of workouts. And again, interval training is different. So for instance, interval training is longer periods of steady state and short periods of burst. So basically you are doing like a 2 to 3 minute aerobic activity where you're steady, kind of, breathing okay, but then you do a short drill and then you come back down. And then you go again, short drill, and then come back down. So that's interval training. HIIT, high intensity interval training, is different. You do more frequent bursts and less time of steady state. So you are up here and then you're down here and you're only there for a short amount of time. So you're going up and down with your intensity level. So that's the difference. Now let me explain the science behind this so you can understand what the benefit is and what the difference is. So besides turbo, which Beachbody programs are HIIT, I'm not specifically talking about Beachbody. I know many of you guys know me from that world. That is, of course, the business I'm in, but I'm not grooming coaches or people to be specific in the Beachbody world. This is in general because you can do HIIT training at the high school track, and I'll talk about that. How can you effectively go and do that? So there's different types of workouts. Whichever one is the one that is going to match you and that you're going to do it, that's of course something that you want to go and seek an expert and ask those people. So there are many HIIT trainings you can do. Totally, Amy. Again, it's not just the videos that many people know are from Beachbody, as many of you guys are talking about, but you can go and do bleachers. You can do the track. You can just do in your own room, sit there and do 20 pop squats and then hold a squat and then jump into switch lunges and then do some jumping jacks. All of those things are HIITs. I actually make up little quick routines for people, and you can find them on my facebook.com/Coach Dwyer. In my pictures section, I have a whole library of pictures of templates. I just wrote out a workout program for people, multiple ones, and that one is what you can do that will be a HIIT workout. What about karate, forms as fast, as hard as you can? That's a great question because I myself do Taekwondo. So I understand exactly what that means when you are trying to go real quick. So for instance, when I finish my Taekwondo form, I am breathless. Now I'll tell you why. So I ATA, that's right. So I do my form as strong as I can. I'm almost a black belt. I've got 2 more tests for my recommended, and then I'm a black belt. But I am the USA Southern District Forms Champion, Sparring Champion, and Combat Weapon Champion. I earned that this year and also last year. But the thing is, with my form, I ask my master instructor why I'm like so breathless. So when we're testing and we have to hold that last form, I am breathless. And he says it's because I'm not breathing. And so, of course, this is something new for me, and I'm just trying to, of course, do well, that I notice that I am not breathing through that. So if you notice after you're done doing your form or kata or whatever you call it in your martial arts form, make sure that you exhale. Now, he taught me this technique, and I said, now, isn't that juvenile? Aren't the judges going to call me off for that because when I do competitions? And he says, no. So every time you do a move, like, you blow it out. So every time you're doing a move, you blow it out. And that will then help you, of course, throw the punch or the kick or whatever you're doing and keep your breath moving. So every time you're transitioning, inhale, exhale, hit the move. That's it for martial arts. And then, of course, with sparring is, of course, interval because you're in it. So that is something to think about. So let's dive back into the science of it all. These were great questions. Thanks so much. I appreciate those tapping of the hearts as well. And if this is still info you want people to know about, swipe to the right, Apple users, and click share. Android, swipe up and click share, because my name is Christine and I do help fitness professionals as well as fanatics build a business all around health and fitness, and I do it predominantly online, but I help a lot of people be able to fit the right workout program so they can get the results as well. So let's go into the science behind the two and why you need to know the difference. So let me go into steady state. So steady state is known as aerobic, meaning you're not taking your body to a maximum heart rate. You're basically able to get through the exercise without being super breathless. That's right, Blasi. You really want to focus on making sure that you can apply yourself through the moves. But the thing with steady state is typical average is you're not going to burn a lot of calories after the workout. So if you're going to do a workout, a steady state workout, and it's like an hour long, and you didn't get yourself super breathless, typically the amount of calories that you burned within that hour is the amount of calories you're going to be burning for that workout. Okay, does that make sense? That the amount of calories in the workout is pretty much the bulk of your calories you're going to burn for the rest of the day and the next day. The difference with high intensity interval training is during the workout you burn X amount of amazing calories, but because you've taken yourself into a high state of maximum heart rate, you are now setting your body up to burn a higher rate of calories per minute for 24 to 48 and maybe 72 hours. So your little workout one day could last you a higher caloric burn and fat burn for days. So that's a great question, Blasi. I'm going to talk about how many hits to do weekly, and I'll give you an average. But if you run at the top portion of your AT, won't that carry on? So AT, I'm trying to think. Anaerobic threshold, is that what you're talking about? That does carry on. Aerobic threshold. So your aerobic threshold, again, is going to be throughout the rest of the day, but if you want to take it into the next days, I'll give you an analogy that's going to make it totally make sense, okay? So that's kind of the difference between the two. So I'm going to make sure that you guys have an understanding of a generic formula of how often you should do HIITs, how often you should do cardio steady state workouts as well. Now, let me go into an analogy that might make sense. Okay, think that you are hosting your grandma's birthday party, okay? Thanks so much there, Lacey, appreciate that. So you got your grandma's birthday party. Party's over, everybody left. Take a look around your house. Is it a trashed mess? Like, is it really a mess? Not really, because, you know, aunts and uncles and kids, they probably all helped clean up things a little bit, but to clean up a post-grandma birthday party in your house, not going to be such a big deal. You basically get the broom out, sweep, you get a little bit of wiping down the counters, and you're done. You're done, right? Doesn't take you long. Now, put yourself as a parent who has a college kid. So I'm not there yet, but I can imagine this because I used to be a college kid. So imagine now you have a college kid, and you go out of town for the weekend, and they host a secret party at the house. Now, take a look around at the house after the party's over. What does the house typically look like? Blassie's laughing out loud. You know what this house looks like. It's a trash mess. I'm going to raise my hand. I know. I mean, there was Jell-O shots everywhere, keg stand, beer kegs, everything. I know it was crazy town, USA, back in college. So think about, the cops could show up. That house is a wreck. How long is it going to take you to clean that up? Like, oh my gosh, mom is coming home and we only have a small amount of time to clean it up. Are we going to be able to do it? There's holes in the wall. There's stains on the carpet. There's so much mess after a college party. It's going to take you a long time to clean it. You might even need to get the maids coming in and cleaning it. Merry maids, exactly. You may need to get that. So to clean a college birthday or college party is going to take a lot longer. So it's going to have to exert a lot more of your energy, right? Grandma's birthday party, clean, 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 done. That's the difference. An aerobic steady state workout, when you're not training at your max intensity level of intervals, and I'll give you a formula if you want to know the formula as well to understand what your heart rate range should be. If you're working predominantly in an aerobic state, you're doing grandma's birthday party. Your body basically, it takes the workout in, it cleans up a little bit, and then it goes back to homeostasis. It's back to normal. But if you're doing HIIT style trainings, then your body is basically a wreck. It's going to take a lot longer for it to get back to be repaired and homeostasis, that it's going to take your body to burn a higher amount of calories. This is the key term you need to know, and then I'm going to go into more questions as well. It's called EPOC, E-P-O-C. So again, E-P-O-C. EPOC is excess post-exercise oxygen consumption. So that's what it stands for. Excess post-exercise oxygen consumption. Thanks so much, Gina. Appreciate that. So what is EPOC? EPOC is the cleaning crew. Okay? So, grandma's birthday party, you do your workout, and you come in, EPOC comes in, that's the maid crew. They go, this is an easy job. We're done. Basically, EPOC doesn't need to stay around in your body fixing things long, that the caloric burn is going to drop faster. So in a steady state workout, and I used to wear one of those body bugs that would measure. On a steady state workout, I would average between 5 and 6 calories per minute. And so basically, what would happen is you're working at a 5 to 6 calorie per minute through the workout. Now you're done with the workout. So here's the done. Now EPOC comes in to clean up and fix your body back to normal. Because there's not much to clean up and fix, it declines quick in terms of your caloric burn, and you go down to possibly 2 calories a minute. That's what EPOC is. So now, college party, you wreck your workout, and now when I do high intensity interval trainings, I get my body burning up to around 11, sometimes 12 calories per minute. So now if you have burned up to a higher level, 11 or 12 calories per minute, and you did that for a period of time, now EPOC comes in and goes, what the heck? I'm going to be here for days. So it's going to take your body longer. EPOC's going to be there fixing things, getting things back to normal, recovering your heart rate longer. Do you ever notice you sweat longer after you're done with your workout because of a HIIT training? Because EPOC is not done yet cleaning. So because you're training like that, it's going to take your body maybe 2 days to get back down to your normal 2-3 calorie per minute calorie burn. So because now you've extended the amount of time you're burning, you're in what they know as the layman's term, the afterburn. So does that make sense? Does this all make sense? Cool. Yeah, the sweat totally makes a difference. So EPOC, E-P-O-C. Reading about this in your AFA course. Cool. The analogies help make sense, and it kind of processes things a little bit easier too. Awesome. Thanks so much, Gina. I really appreciate that. I thought it was because I'm Puerto Rican, also a sweaty mess. No, I sweat a ton, and I'm not Puerto Rican. I sweat a ton. Also, that's just the thing, is when you train yourself to that highest level, it just takes your body a lot to come back down. So for instance, my husband, no matter what kind of workout he does, he can't take a shower right away because he stays sweaty for a long time. His body doesn't shut off for a long time. So that science makes sense now of the benefit between the two. Does that make sense? You guys want to give me a thumbs up if that feels good, or yes, let me know. So the afterburn is longer with HIIT. Yes, that's it. Oh, thanks so much there, Anna Garcia. You're so kind. I tweeted you last night. Perfect. Thanks so much. Awesome. All right, so this is making sense. Thanks so much. Now, let me answer your question that you guys had. So then, how often should you be doing HIIT style training as well as cardio, steady state type of workouts? I'm going to, of course, give you a generic pill. Like, take this pill and this works for everyone, right? It's the same thing as everyone on this feed saying, how do I lose weight? I can't give you one answer because everyone's different. So I'm just going to give you the generic average of what you want to think about when you're trying to plan your week for your workouts. First rule of thumb, try not to do HIIT style trainings back to back. So try not to do them Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Always at least have a buffer. Well, that's a big loud truck. I don't know if you're going to all hear that one. Always have a buffer because your body's still repairing. So the next day after a HIIT style workout is a perfect time to either take a rest day or do a steady state, low intensity workout. The thing with HIIT workouts is you don't need to do them for a very long time. You can do a 15-minute, 20-minute, 30-minute, and you're done. With steady state, you got to go longer. You got to go about 45 minutes to an hour or so. Totally, you can get CECs. I wish I was accredited. I'm no longer accredited anymore. The secret's out. I'm no longer a master trainer. Okay, so those are some things to think about then. You need to have a repair time so you can't do HIITs back to back to back. So how do you best plan it? Here's the thing. How many days a week are you going to work out? So pick that number in your mind. On average, people try to shoot for about 5 to 6 times per week, right? Okay, so if you're working out between 5 or 6 times per week, basically a higher average to the lower average is what you should try to do for HIITs. So in general, if I'm going to work out, say 5 days a week, I'm going to try to do 3 days are HIITs, 2 days are steady state cardio, like maybe an incline walk on the treadmill for like an hour, or the elliptical machine for 45 minutes. Something like that. Or maybe a dance class that doesn't get you so super breathless. Something like that, okay? But your HIIT style workouts, those can be anything. Like I said, you can go to the track and sprint the straights and walk or jog the corners. So that's basically what you want to think about. Is it doesn't always have to be a video and it doesn't always have to be a class. It could be something self-created, all right? So that's the general rule of thumb when it comes down to cardio. But complete total package, you do need to do weight training and stretching still in your full workout. So that's a general gauge to kind of go from. Now here's my word of advice for those of you who are new into HIIT training. Typically, have you ever seen people that work out all the time? They're in the gym all the time. They take a billion classes, but they never change their bodies in a good way. Like they still keep struggling with the weight and they keep wondering why things never change. Do you ever see that? You gotta lift. That's the thing. I know I was guilty of that myself. Over 1.5 to 2 years ago, I was only using my cardio workouts as my weight training because I thought that was good enough, and it wasn't. My body changed. Their diet probably sucks as well. Totally. That's a huge, huge, huge problem too. So the thing is if you're new, and the reason why those people typically have the same body type, because of course a lot of it's their diet. A lot of them will do the wrong workouts back to back. So a lot of them do that total body weightlifting class where they go and quickly get the pink Barbie weights, you know, the ones that weigh 1 pound, but they'll do that class on Monday, a full body workout. And then they do that class again on Tuesday, a full body workout. You shouldn't be training your muscles back to back. They need a rest. Somebody asked about body pump. You can do body pump, but just don't do it back to back, and go as heavy as you can that you fail. You don't want to finish that song out. And I know body pump because of course they go to the rhythm of the music and you want to stay on the pace. You should fail. So don't finish the song without failing. You got to fail periodically throughout that whole section so that you have that success. So if you're new to adding in HIIT training, don't kill yourself and start doing 3 because I just said 3. That's the average generic. But if this is new to you, start with 1 a week, okay? And then start building up when your endurance comes in. Here's the thing. Are any of you guys runners at all out there? Do any of you do like those mud runs or just 5Ks or even marathons or anything like that? Okay, so we got some runners on here. Used to do total body 3 times every other day. You know, that's fine, but I honestly don't suggest that you do group fitness weight training all the time. Even me being a group fitness instructor, I'm going to advise you against it. It's awesome to be a part of because the music is fun and everyone's there. It's cool. but it really doesn't push people to a high weight level that they should be lifting. You need to train your body differently. And we're not going to go there because we were talking about steady state cardio and HIIT training. So I would say don't always do group fitness. Even though I'm a group fitness instructor, I'm going to tell you for weight training, you got to get out and do your own free weights and stuff. So the thing with, what was I talking about? I said, oh, running. So if you run or do any of those mud runs or those obstacle courses and all, if you start implementing more HIIT training in, you're going to notice that time goes down. You're going to go so much faster because the more you can train your anaerobic capacity, so the fast twitch muscle fibers in your body, which that's what you're training predominantly when you do HIITs, you then are building more power and explosiveness, that your endurance level also then naturally increases and you can actually sail through these a lot easier. Hopefully that makes sense. So guys, got any questions? That was all I wanted to talk about today, and you guys have been so great with your questions. So how long do you recommend a HIIT workout should be, Kristen? Kristen, that's a great question, and it's really up to, again, you and your training level. So again, you know where you are in your training capacity, so just make sure that for HIIT training, you want to make sure you're choosing the right one that is an effective HIIT training. But usually, you know, between 15 and 30 minutes is a good average. So you can definitely train between that. If you don't have time for a workout, throw in something quick. 15 minutes is better than nothing. Should you do HIIT before or after strength training? Personally, for me, I suggest that you do your strength training first. Everyone's got a different philosophy on this, but my philosophy on it is weight training, you deplete a lot of the glycogen stores in your muscle, so that if you actually did your HIIT training before your strength training, you might, one, skip your strength training because you're toast, or two, not have a much left in your muscles to be able to push a heavier amount of weight because you're depleting your glycogen stores and you're taxing your body so much. So I suggest lifting first, then do your cardio of whatever choice. So yeah, so on average 15 to 30 minutes for HIIT. Obviously 30 minutes is best depending on which ones you're doing. Doing P90X lean circuit, should I still add an additional HIIT 3 times per week? I can't answer that for you, Amanda. Definitely ask your coach. I know you should be working with a coach on that because I personally don't do that workout, so I don't even know what it's like. I can't even tell you. So that's awesome. Thanks so much. I love these questions and that you guys have. And again, you can always still share this, even if this is a recording replay. And if you're new to Periscope, these only last on Periscope for 24 hours. So that's actually the good urgency to watch these. Why do I still feel out of breath during workouts that I should be getting used to? Stacy, that is a great thing. Don't think you should ever perfect or be, you've achieved it. If you are consistently out of breath, that means you keep upping your bar naturally. That's actually a great thing. So keep upping your bar. I always say get out of your pajamas, stop working in your comfort zone, and push yourself out of that intensity. Perfect. Thanks so much, Asia, for sharing that. I really appreciate that. Yeah, out of breath is great. Right on, Blassie. Why do whenever she says she yawns a lot when she works out, Kara, it's because you're holding your breath. You're not getting enough oxygen. So when you yawn, a lot of the times, of course, it could be because you're tired, but most of the time you're not taking in deep inhalations and your body is reaching for oxygen, and that's why. So start taking deeper breaths through your nose, in through the nose, out through the mouth. In through the nose, out through the mouth. That's the best way to breathe when you're doing those types of workouts. Heart rate. Oh, the heart rate. Thanks so much, Laura, for asking about that. So here's the equation, and I'm just going to give you a quick again, you might need to write it down because I have nothing to hold up to show you guys. So you've probably heard about the target heart rate. Target heart rate is not as effective. The reason, the Carbonin formula, so if you've ever done the 220 minus your age times the intensity level that you want to work. So say, for instance, a lot of people do this. 220 minus how old they are. So say they're 40. So that brings you down to 180. So times 85%. So say you want to work at 85% of your maximum heart rate. A lot of the times that will bring up a number, and that's your target heart rate number that would put you in a fat burn zone. Now, getting anaerobic, you have to be up in the 90s at least, okay, for your percentage. That doesn't work because take in the huge difference. Now, I'm 42. I'm pretty much like an athlete because that's my profession. I'm a fitness professional. So I train more athletically and for a longer amount of my lifetime than the average 42-year-old mom who's given in to being a mom and wants to wear mom jeans and look like an old mom. Like, that person is different than me. So just because we have the same age doesn't mean we should be working at the same heart rate, because I'm conditioned differently. My resting heart rate's down in the 50s. Theirs typically isn't. So what the equation is that you want to factor in is adding in your resting heart rate. So you need to know what your resting heart rate is. So the best way to get it is as soon as you wake up, before you do anything, before you stretch, before you get out of bed, take your heart rate and just start figuring out what is your resting heart rate. And you might need to use your phone or whatever to know what the beats per minute is or whatever it is. But start gauging. Oh my gosh, your mom's is 58. That's awesome. 42? Laura, do you run? Because a lot of times long distance runners have a very low heart rate. So that's something to think about as well. A lot of running. Okay, so take your resting heart rate. Know that. Now this is what you're going to do. You're going to still take the 220 minus your age, but now you have to minus your resting heart rate, and that is called the heart rate reserve. So basically, we're putting you down to your bottom of the barrel level. So now someone who's like mom jeans wearing, who's never worked out a day in her life and now is deciding to, hers is going to be a higher number because typically her resting heart rate is going to be higher. So you take 220 minus your age minus the resting heart rate, and that brings you down to the bottom of the barrel called heart rate reserve. Now times the intensity level that you want to work. So if you want to work at an anaerobic capacity or within a range, times by 85% and then do it again by 95%, you have a heart rate range of where you want to keep it. Now add back in your resting heart rate, and that's your numbers. So 220 minus your age minus your heart rate, resting heart rate, times intensity, add back in resting heart rate, and that's your number. Does that make sense? Good. Any other questions as we get this puppy wrapped up? And again, recording, you can still share this after we're done. Just swipe to the right on the Apple and swipe up if you're an Android and click share. And I appreciate you guys. Tonight, I'm going to be talking about, ready? The biggest social media mistakes entrepreneurs make. So I'm going to be talking about some of the big ones that I see. And that's going to be about 9:30 Eastern Standard Time. I always like to do it when my kids go to bed because you don't want to hear my kids up. So tonight I'm going to be talking about some of the biggest social media mistakes. And I've been studying social media for a long time now, and obviously building my network marketing business on it the past 7 years. But prior to that, when I was just working as an independent contractor for fitness, I was on MySpace building it. It's about building a culture, and I'll tell you a lot of the big mistakes that people make. Oh, I'm so glad, Kristen. Thanks so much that you found me. I'm glad you found me as well. Appreciate that, Gina. Thank you, guys. Thank you so much for all the hearts. Again, tapping the screen gives hearts. I know, remember MySpace where you had to know HTML code? Oh, yeah. Just have a background and music on your page. Awesome. Oh, cool, Lisa. Thank you again. Really appreciate it. Good. I hope you guys check in again tonight. And thanks so much, Anna. I'll see you guys then tonight, and make sure you let people know. I usually tweet out about 5 to 10 minutes before I jump on, just to make sure everyone's on the same page. All right. Hopefully this was helpful. Thanks again.